Well, it's that time of year again, folks. Welcome to the Filling in the Gaps 2020 Winter Sale Picks. I'm Darren, and it's time to have a look at some games that you might be interested in picking up on sale. I've got a mix of things here. I've kind of grouped them into different categories, and I usually play more indie stuff, but there's a couple of AAAs in there as well that I've bought and I would recommend on sale. So let's get on with it. So my first group is expensive games, and expensive games, there's only actually one in it, and this is Death Stranding. Death Stranding regular price is $60. Its historic low is $25. Death Stranding is not a game for everyone, which is why I really urge you to get this on a sale. I like this game right down to the basic kind of raw tedium that the game offers. It is a package delivery simulator and kind of environment traversal walking sim. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it, one package at a time. The next group, though, is too expensive. These are games that I think are a bit overpriced. They're still good, of course, that's why they're on this list. But I think they're a little bit overpriced for what they offer and maybe for the playtime that they offer. A 50% discount would be probably excellent. Alright, so we're going to start off the too expensive category with Light Matter. Light Matter, regular price is about $19.99. It has gone for a historic low of $9.99. Light Matter burns two candles. One is for Portal and the other one is for the Talos Principle. It does what these games do: humor, fluidity, logical puzzles, good story. I had a blast playing this game and then going back for the director's commentary. I love that in games. Next up is a game called Final Station. It's about $15 regular, but it has gone for about $5.60 for the collector's edition. Do yourself a favor and get the collector's edition, because there is some extra story stuff that you will want to get into. And it's a fairly simple pixel art game where you drive a train, you do some mini games to keep passengers alive. You arrive at your destination, you scavenge the empty cities for food, supplies, bullets, raw materials, and then you pistol whip the hell out of zombies while you're doing it. It's a moody little pixel art game that managed to draw me in, and I'm really not a fan of pixel art. Next one is Journey. Journey's regular price is about $15. It has gone for $9 as a historic low. I'm very late to this PS3 party, but it took a while for it to be released from the grip of Sony, and then fell into the grip of another exclusive in the form of Epic Games. So eventually, something like 20 years later, we get it on Steam. I've known about Journey for a long time, and I was just always resigned to the fact that I would never get to play it. So when it landed on Steam, I was completely over the moon, because I'd forgotten, really, that it even existed. It's quite short, though, but it is replayable. And I've completed it twice, and I don't normally complete games twice, but still, I would rather have picked it up at a discount. Next one is a game called Mosaic. Mosaic's regular price is about $20. It has gone for a strange price of $11.40. I don't know how to tell you about this game without kind of scaring you away from it. It's a game about boredom, repetition, corporate cubicle existence, and loneliness. The beauty of Mosaic is that it gets you wrapped up in this bleakness and this kind of mundane, like every day doing the same things over and over and over again. But then you get this like colourful release that you can play for a few minutes and wander around and get like tripped out, but then you get slapped in the face and you go back to reality, back to the grind. Yeah, it's a good game. Next one I've got here is a game called Observer. Observer is about, I think it's about $28, $29 full price. It has gone for $23. I'm talking about the new kind of updated Redux version, because you can't buy the original anymore on Steam, which I think is a bit of a shame, to be honest. I think, you should have the choice between which version you buy. But yeah, it's a great game. The main protagonist is voiced by Rutger Hauer. You're a kind of cyberpunk detective that can plug into the dead and live their last moments vicariously through their final kind of memories. Big mystery to solve. There's a big rabbit warren of this like super complicated apartment block to get through. There's a lot of kind of jump scares and a little bit of body horror. But I put this in the expensive category because you can only buy this Redux version, and that's a shame. So I get that you put the time and effort into upgrading the game, but yeah, let people have the choice. Okay, so this brings us into the next category, which is my kind of experimental or weird buys. This is a group of games that you might enjoy even though they're out of your comfort zone. Picking them up on sale will kind of sweeten the deal if you get them, if you don't happen to like them. And remember, the refund button is always an option with Steam. So first on this list is a game called Matter. Matter has a regular price of $5, but it's gone for half that in a historic low of 250. It's only about 40 or 50 minutes to play this, but man, those minutes are adrenaline fueled. I don't normally play these kind of runner games, but Matter intrigued me from the trailer because it's like 3/4 runner, and then there's like these little kind of, I don't know, walking sim bits where you have to solve a kind of puzzle before you advance to the next level. And I have completed this a few times. It's just a kind of catharsis to play this. It's so good. You can just run full tilt, flying through the air, smashing down onto the ground. You can like jump incredible distances. Gravity is very negligible here. It's a really free, liberating experience. But again, a few bucks off goes a long way. So next is a game called Titan Chaser. Titan Chaser is only $5 at regular price, and I would recommend getting it even off sale. But it has gone for $3.99. It is in EA early access. Honestly, I feel like I got my money's worth already from this. If the developer adds any more content, it's just automatic win in this situation. I can look past the bugs and the lack of side content that this game has at the moment, but it's basically a game about finding big monsters and not killing them, but kind of shooing them away back to where they wandered from. Such a beautiful concept. Really, I wish nothing but the best for this game, and you should give it a shot if you like kind of like walking sims. Another one is a game called Armored Head. Armored Head is $3 full price, which is well worth it, and it has gone on sale for $1 less at a historic low of $2. Again, it's not a game that I thought I would like. I'm not really into arena shooters, but it turns out that I am a fan of Armored Head. Played this game to death when I picked it up. It's 30 levels of just real fun, and maybe I'm not the best judge of character because, like I said, I've not really played much of this genre, but I might not be the best judge of character, because admittedly I'm not really huge into this genre. But that's exactly the reason that people listening to this podcast might be interested in. Like, it's not a puzzle game, but it is a lot of fun. It's really fluid and smooth, and it's got a good learning curve. And there is a cool bit at the end. I won't do any spoilers, but so yeah, it's not just this mindless, endless shooter. It has a goal, and even for a noob like me, it's achievable. But the next game on my list is pretty much right up my alley, and that is a kind of walking sim set in the Arctic or Antarctica, I think. It's called Near Death. Near Death it goes for $8 regularly, but it has gone for a really low, historic low of $1.19. Near Death is a survival adventure walking sim, basically. And whenever I hear the word survival, I usually just duck out the window because I'm not good at them. I usually can't even pass the tutorial levels of these kind of games. But Near Death was pretty compelling because, so what I would say is that it's very survival light. There's a limited number of things you can create. Creation is easy. Game goals are laid out, very focused and easy to understand. Honestly, any game that makes me feel that I'm playing a survival game and being a boss about it is good lying to my face. Escapism. I can't argue with that. The next one is a game called Distropolis. Distropolis is about $6 regular. It has gone for about $4.79. It's very, very minimal. It's very simple, but it's quite addictive. Basically, you shoot cubes, get power-ups, shoot more cubes, get more power-ups. But it's a lot of fun. But basically, after a few hours, I felt like I'd had my fun with it. But I did have a riot playing it. It's frantic. The music is great. The sound effects are awesome. But it's got quite the difficulty ramp for me. So I had to kind of duck out of it. Another one is an older game called the Norwood Suite. The Norwood Suite goes for about $10, but it has gone for $2.50 as a historic low. It's basically a giant, boring fetch quest, you could say. That's kind of the truth, but minus the boring part. I think for what the Norwood Suite hands out in this kind of unimaginative, go here, push button, make sandwich, take sandwich to the guy who just asked you about sandwich, it makes up for in like pure unadulterated weirdness. It's really a surreal trip through this hotel filled with like weird guests. They all have stories. It's, if you like eavesdropping on conversations and like David Lynch's style of carpet, then this game is an absolute must. It was a lot of fun. I really liked this. And speaking of weird games, the next one on this list is Maze. Maze could have gone in the overpriced category because it's $20. It's a bit short. It has gone for $4 as a historic low in the past. And basically, I'm not going to tell you anything about this game. It's an item an item fetch quest. And I'm not even going to show you the trailer for it because the trailer gives a lot away. So I'm going to just be showing you this generic, whatever this is. This is like some other weird kind of reveal trailer. Don't watch the trailer. Don't read the Steam reviews. Just pick it up if it's on a good enough sale for you. Next, this was such a cool game. I really had a lot of fun playing this. It's a game called Cosmic Top Secret. It is $12 a base, but it has gone for $3 historic low. This game is incredible once you get past the controls. If you've got no patience for like learning twitchy, dumb controls, then I guess you're going to have to skip this one. But if you can put in a few minutes, attune your reflexes, and get used to this like extremely twitchy and demanding keyboard and mouse controls, maybe it handles better with a controller. Probably not. But the story itself is incredible. It's basically a documentary game where it's a true story about a daughter interviewing her parents and people around her parents who were some kind of part of a super secret Danish military unit during the Cold War. And the game is just the vehicle to tell the story. It's funny, it's heartwarming, it's cute, it's informative. It's, like I said, it's basically a playable documentary. I'd love to play more documentary games like this. There are puzzles. Some are really amazing with unique visuals. Everything is great about this, but it's in the experimental category because, I'm asking you to take a chance on it. Because, the visuals are very striking and strange. And again, if you don't like it, there's always that refund button. So that brings us to the must-buy section. These are basically some of the top games that I've played this year and that I would gladly pay full price for. And I'm so cheap that when I say something like that, you should take it seriously. Okay, so first of all, Antichamber. Antichamber has a regular price of $20, but it has gone for $1.99 at some point in the past. Antichamber just beats you over the head with a club whenever you say something logical like roses are red. They aren't in that. No, they aren't. And Antichamber will reply, roses are melted jelly, and red is 4 squares left and 3 down. Antichamber really hurt my brain, but in a really good way. It challenged me, and it made me reassess everything that I'd been taught in video games. It was an absolute nightmare to get through this game. But the sense of accomplishment when I did was incredible. Like I climbed up some kind of mountain. It's such an unique, incredible experience. It's basically Antichamber is a one-of-a-kind game that we probably won't really ever see again, I thought. And I was sad when I completed Antichamber because I had nothing to fill that void. But then, my next pick, along comes a game called Manifold Garden. Manifold Garden, full price, $20. It has gone for $15.99 in the past. I basically called this MC Escher the game on the podcast, and that's true, but I got to give credit where credit is due, and I'm sorry to William Kyer or William Chur when I failed to mention this before in the podcast. It's an amazing skill to tessellate something in 2 dimensions like Escher did, but it boggles the mind to do this in 3 dimensions, and not only have that, but to include fully solvable, really solid puzzles in this geometric landscape that you've got to navigate your way that this has been created for this game. Manifold Garden is amazing. Easily my game of the year of 2020. I'm really happy to have played this. Okay, next is Cube Escape Collection. I love Rusty Lake and everything that they do. When you buy a Rusty Lake game, you know exactly what you're getting in for. They're probably one of my favorite indie developers in the whole world. They've got the Cube Escape games as do the Rusty Lake Hotel games. They have this rich story, dark story. It's cheap. The full price for the Cube Escape Collection, which is 9 games, is $5. It has gone on sale for $3.34, which is an incredible value for money. And if you don't mind, you can even get it for free. It's available for free on your phones or mobile device. There's really no reason that you should not own this game at all. Another interesting game that I played this year that really blew me away, kind of, was Rise, Son of Rome. I know this game is old, but that's what's so amazing about it. I played this 6 years after its release, and I was completely blown away by its graphics. Maybe I play rubbish games, but, I know you got an F-16 but cannot run Crysis kind of stuff, but the visuals of Rise blew me away. It's got some amazing graphics. The gameplay, though, is just mash, 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 block, 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 parry, 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 mash, mash, mash. And it's very linear. But it's got a good story if you're into like kind of Romans and Roman mythology. It's a great game at a great price. It only costs $10 at base price, and it has gone for about $3 in the past. Pick it up. Yeah, the only thing that I would say that goes against it is like the kind of laughable voice acting. Like all the Romans sound like Cockneys from like London. It's pretty bad. And so finally, from the must-buy section is maybe this game and Manifold Garden will have to kind of duke it out to see who gets like actual game of the year, because it's pretty tough to call. And that is the Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds, $25 at base price. It's gone for $14.99 in the past. And I feel really sad because everyone that I've recommended this game to, they bought it and then either refunded it before the 2 hours was up, or they shelved it because it was too difficult, or they didn't understand it, or they couldn't control it, the ship very well. There's only a handful of people that I know that actually stuck with this and saw it through to the end. And I think I understand why. I think the game kind of marketed itself wrong. It got a lot of praise from people, and I think they kind of misappropriated that praise. Yeah, it's a space exploration game, but it's not No Man's Sky. Yeah, it's a puzzle game, but it's not Portal or something like that. Yeah, it's a walking sim, but it's not Edith Finch. It's a game. It's a game that takes all of these and cooks them together. And the game is going to require all of your patience. It's going to require a fair amount of attention to detail. It's going to require joypad or keyboard and mouse control skill. It requires puzzling, lateral thinking, the lot. This game expects the world of you, but in return, it gives you the world and so much more back. The Outer Wilds, I was so impressed with this game, and I can't really say much about it other than that. You probably already know about this game because it is pretty famous, but try and stay away from spoilers because that's all this game has to offer. So if you're looking for a game that has replay value, I'm sorry, but you won't find it here. Or you might. I would like to maybe pick this game up again in a few years down the line and go through it again, because I'll probably have forgotten some of the minor details. But yeah, it's a mystery that you solve, and once you've solved it, well, that's all there really is. So if you can handle that, which again, some people can't, but if you can handle a once-off experience, but what a great experience it was. And so, as always, I like to include a game that I want to buy on the sale myself, but that I don't actually own. I own all the ones that we've talked about today, and so here it is. Eastshade. Eastshade is $24 regular price. It's gone for about half that at about $12.50. Price tag is way too high for me. Eastshade is a game that I've been waiting on for a while. I liked the game, like Leaving Lindau, I think it's called, which is more or less the demo for this game. And I do like the idea of it. It looks very relaxing. It looks very beautiful. I like the setting, but it is a bit pricey. So I'm really going to be hoping for a deep, deep sale on this one. And that's it. Happy shopping and roll on 2021. That's all I can say.